Hi everybody, Pat here for the Cardboard Dungeon, and today I'm going to tell you guys about a little variant for a popular dice rolling game called Dungeon Roll that I came up with by combining Dungeon Roll, the dice game, with one of my favorite video games that shares the same dungeon, fantasy, action, adventure theme, Dark Souls. And if you're not familiar with Dark Souls, this is a video game that is known for its brutal level of difficulty. In fact, any enemy in the game, even the ones you face at the very beginning, can easily kill you. And if you play Dark Souls, you'll see the screen that says, "You died," over and over again. It's a tough game. So I thought about what I could do to kind of mash together Dungeon Roll with the Dark Souls theme to make a variant. And this is what I came up with. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so here we see the contents of a copy of Dungeon Roll. Specifically, this is my Kickstarter edition of Dungeon Roll. There we go, Dungeon Roll. Comes with this cool treasure chest shaped box. It's a neat game. If you're not familiar with it, I urge you to check it out if you like the theme of fighting monsters in a dungeon and if you like to roll a bunch of dice. So, if you want to play the Dark Souls variant of Dungeon Roll, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to need to get rid of a bunch of the components of Dungeon Roll. So first of all these character cards, we're not going to need those. You're just going to play a basic, no-frills hero character in this game. So those are gone. Next up, reference sheets, those can go goodbye. You're going to need to have a basic understanding of Dungeon Roll, the game, but not super necessary for this, so we can throw away the manual and all that. All these treasure tokens and experience points, there's no need for that. You're not going to get any treasure, and you're not going to level up, so we're going to get rid of those. Now we've got a level counter that in Dungeon Roll, you keep track of what level of the dungeon you're in. Well, that can go, because you're not going to get past the first level. And the treasure chest box itself that you pull treasures out of, we're not going to need that. So we've got the hero dice here, and we're going to get rid of all but one of those. You're going to use one of these hero dice, but we're going to keep all the monster dice. In fact, if you have a couple copies of Dungeon Roll, you can even add in more monster dice just to make it more fun. Okay. So basically, I'm going to go away here and set up my heroes and monster dice to give you a rundown of how this is going to work, and then we'll come back. Okay, so pretty similar to how a basic Dungeon Roll works for this Dark Souls variant, each type of hero, now you only have one hero during the game, but depending on what type of hero you have, and that can change a little bit on your turn, but your type of hero will be able to defeat all monsters of a single type. And some of these are the same as Dungeon Roll, and I've made a couple of additions. So the wizard here still defeats any number of slimes, just like in Dungeon Roll. The champion, however, is a little different. He's going to defeat any number of dragons that you have on the monster dice. The thief is going to defeat any number of treasure chests. And yes, I said defeat because Dark Souls hates you and wants to kill you, and so there are no treasure chests. Those things that look like treasure chests are monsters called mimics. Clerics, just like in Dungeon Roll, any number of skeletons can be defeated, and the warrior will defeat any number of goblins. And then we have this last face on the monster dice, which is the potion face. For the Dark Souls variant, we're going to call it the Estus Flask. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's get this set up. We're going to take all these hero dice away, bring in all the monster dice. Here's how you play Dungeon Roll, the Dark Souls variant. First thing you're going to want to do is roll your hero dice and see what you get. Oh good, I got a scroll. So this is one I didn't talk about. If you roll a scroll, that means that you have a one-shot use fireball that will kill any one monster. So we're just going to leave that up right now. Once you fire the fireball, you'll be able to re-roll that hero die and hopefully get a hero face. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to roll all these monster dice. Alright, and then we're going to just sort them out by type. So 2 slimes, 2 skeletons, 2 mimics, 1 dragon, and 2 flasks. Alright. So my hero die is on a fireball scroll. I'm just going to use that to destroy this single dragon, put it in front of me. So in this game, Instead of collecting gold and treasure, you're actually collecting souls. Each monster you defeat is 1 soul, and how you win is to have the most souls. So once you use a fireball, you're going to re-roll your hero die. Alright, I got a champion. So there's no dragons up there, that's what champions are good at defeating, and this is where your Estus flasks will come in. You can use one of these and discard it out of the game. It doesn't go with your soul pool, it actually goes out of the game. And when you use a flask, you can either re-roll your hero, hoping for a better type of hero. Basically, it just means your hero has bolstered his courage and can maybe face a different type of a hero. Or you can choose one type of monster and re-roll those dice and hope for something that maybe your hero can deal with. This can include your remaining flasks if you want to. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to use one of those and re-roll my hero right now. Okay, and I've got a thief, so he's going to defeat both mimics. Put them down here with the dragon I fireballed earlier. And now I've got 2 skeletons, 2 slimes, and 1 flask. So I'll go ahead and use this last flask, reroll my hero again. Maybe I'll get a wizard or a cleric. I didn't. So this is the end for me. I can't defeat the remaining monsters, so I have died. And I have a score of 3 points. Okay, so there you have it. That's my Dungeon Roll, the Dark Souls variant. As you saw there, it's very simple, a little bit of decision making, but a lot of luck, of course. And it's pretty difficult to actually clear the board, so basically you're just hoping to be able to make the right choices between rerolling monsters and your hero and defeat as many monsters as you can before you die, which is inevitable. And you can go back and forth, and you can keep a running score or whatever you want to do. You can play it solo just like Dungeon Roll or play it with some friends. But that is Dungeon Roll Dark Souls variant. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Give it a try if you have a copy of Dungeon Roll, and let me know in the comments below what you think of it. And if you like it, maybe we'll be back with some more of these video game, board game, or board game and something that's not a board game mashup variant videos. Thanks for watching. I'm Pat.